So in the past year, I had a lot of clients for just Nofap. I was trying to help them master Nofap, and I was looking like, why are they relapsing in some situations that I just didn't? Like, what's happening here? Because when I do other areas of self-improvement coaching, like for example fitness, like for example diet, maybe productivity, discipline, stuff like that, when I teach them stuff regarding that stuff, usually they get the same results as I did. So it's like, it's easy for me to coach that. But when I coach Nofap, it's almost like in some same situations that I didn't fail Nofap, they did. So I tried to look at all of the differences to make this YouTube video. So why you and a lot of other people still fail Nofap while I don't? Like, what's the difference? What am I doing that you aren't? So the first thing is you need to uninstall triggers. Like I have been talking about this in at least 20 videos so far. So it's just that these clients will still have some apps that can trigger them. Or not only apps, but generally they will be scrolling on YouTube, on Twitter and stuff like that and get triggered by, I mean, there is a lot of thumbnails and pictures that you can see on these social media apps that can trigger you, obviously. So you want to get rid of these things ASAP if you want to not be triggered, because that's how I also mastered Nofap much easier. Because if you are constantly getting urges, it's much harder to master it. The next thing, I was always driven. So I have a lot of clients that weren't really driven, especially in the beginning. They didn't really have a why, some sort of a purpose, some sort of a goal that is really motivating them and pushing them forward. Because if you're like, oh, I want to master Nofap, and you don't really care, you don't really have a purpose regarding that, you don't really care. You won't really give it a lot of effort. You will get the urge and you will say like, I don't really care, I will just relapse. If you are really, really driven towards something, like you have the fire inside of you towards one specific thing, it's a different story. I was really driven when I started my Nofap journey, and I didn't really even get a thought to relapse because I was so fucking driven. So you need to be really driven if you want to not relapse or anything else. If you want to be productive, you also need to be driven, obviously. The next thing is I'm rarely bored and not doing anything. I'm rarely just wasting time away and not doing anything. So if you want to succeed on Nofap, you want to be busy and to be making progress in other areas of your life. So you want to be training, being productive, just even spending time with others. If you are alone in your room scrolling on Reddit, you already failed. And the last thing is stronger accountability systems in place. So a bunch of these clients or people, now I'm able to help them because I'm keeping them accountable, for example. But before that, they would fail because they wouldn't have anyone to keep them accountable. Same as probably you watching this. So for me personally, I'm getting kept accountable by this YouTube channel, by my clients, by my friends. All of these people, like at least 1,000 subscribers, at least 10 clients, at least 50 friends, know that I'm on Nofap and the streak that I have. So everyone is practically keeping me accountable from relapsing. So obviously you want to master as many of these things that I gave you right now. So it's basically 4 points. First one is urges, so just get rid of triggers. The second one is being driven. You need to find something to drive you. The third thing is just don't be bored alone in a room scrolling on Reddit. And the fourth thing is just have something keep you accountable. So it can either be me coaching you, or just maybe you told your friend to try to see who will get a better streak, or maybe you are like, there is a ton of different ways to actually do this. But yeah, it's basically these 4 points, and these are the main 4 differences that I found between me and people who can't really manage to win Nofap. So if you do all of these 4, you will probably win. If you need any help with this personally, I will leave my email down below. You can email me for coaching. So yeah, guys, see you tomorrow.